What happened with Verizon today? Why did tens of thousands of phones suddenly show SOS at the top of the screen? And the biggest question on everyone's mind, when will Verizon be fully back up? These questions didn't appear randomly. They exploded across search engines, social media, and news platforms within hours. People woke up, checked their phones, and saw something they had never noticed before, SOS mode, where their signal bars should have been. For many users, this wasn't just inconvenient. It was alarming. On January 14, 2026, Verizon, one of the largest wireless networks in the United States, experienced a major nationwide service disruption. Outage tracking platforms like Downdetector recorded a sudden and massive spike in reports. Within a short span of time, complaints surged into the hundreds of thousands, all describing the same problem. No calls, no texts, no mobile data. Major cities were hit almost simultaneously. Reports came in from New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Boston, Washington, D.C., and several surrounding regions. Customers described phones dropping service without warning, calls failing instantly, and data connections completely disappearing. But what confused people the most wasn't just a loss of service. It was a word SOS appearing on their screens. So what does SOS actually mean? When your phone shows SOS or SOS only, it means your device can no longer connect to your carrier's cellular network, in this case, Verizon. Your phone is not broken. Your SIM card isn't damaged. Instead, the network your phone depends on is unavailable or unreachable at that moment. In SOS mode, your phone is restricted to emergency calls only, such as dialing 911. Everything else, normal calls, text messages, mobile internet, is temporarily disabled because the phone cannot authenticate with the Verizon network. This is why so many people panicked. Some phones still showed signal bars. Some didn't. Some users could briefly reconnect, only to lose service again moments later. Behind the scenes, the network signal existed, but it wasn't stable or valid enough to support normal communication. As confusion spread, Verizon acknowledged the issue publicly. The company confirmed it was experiencing a widespread disruption and that engineers were actively investigating the problem. However, at the time, Verizon did not immediately disclose the exact cause. What we do know is that the outage affected both voice and data services, pointing to a significant network-level issue rather than a localized tower failure. This is why the outage appeared almost nationwide and not limited to a single state or city. At its peak, the outage disrupted daily life for millions. People couldn't reach family members. Businesses lost connectivity. Drivers relied on Wi-Fi hotspots. Emergency communication became a serious concern. Phones stuck in SOS mode became the most visible symbol of the outage. iPhone and Android users alike reported the same experience, a sudden switch to SOS with no clear explanation on the screen. Naturally, the questions multiplied. Is my phone damaged? Did Verizon shut down permanently? Is this a cyber attack? Why can I only make emergency calls? As hours passed, outage report began to slowly decline. By late evening on January 14th, Verizon announced that services were largely restored in most areas. Customers were advised to restart their devices to reconnect to the network properly. Verizon also stated that account credits would be issued to affected customers as compensation for the disruption, a move aimed at addressing customer frustration after hours of service loss. But even after service returned, concerns remained, because outages like this raise deeper questions. In a world where mobile networks power work, navigation, payments, safety, and communication, even a few hours of downtime can expose vulnerabilities. Millions of people rely on their phones not just for convenience, but for survival in emergencies. And that's why this incident made headlines. Not just because Verizon went down, but because it reminded everyone how dependent modern life has become on invisible networks. If your phone still shows SOS or limited service, the recommended steps remain simple. Restart your device, check real-time outage maps like Downdetector, and monitor Verizon's official updates. In many cases, Wi-Fi calling can temporarily bridge the gap until full service stabilizes. The outage may be mostly resolved, but the story isn't over. People still want answers. What really caused the disruption? Could this happen again? Was customer data affected? And how prepared are major carriers for future network failures? Those questions don't disappear when the signal bars return. And if your phone showed SOS today, you weren't alone. Tell us in the comments, did your Verizon service go down? How long were you stuck in SOS mode? And did restarting your phone fix it? If this breakdown helped you understand what happened, hit like, subscribe, and stay connected. Because when networks fail, information matters more than ever.